Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. So it seems like we have some states that are extending the quarantine. We have other states that are opening back up again. Either way, I'm going to be live here every weekday morning giving you some goods, some good information to make sure that you survive in your business as well as recover very, very quickly. So that's what we're working on Coffee with Dr. Scott. Like I said, every weekday morning, 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Hey everybody, all right, welcome back. Again, happy Friday to you. It's kind of casual Friday around here. We do our recap show on Friday. So a little less prep for me, makes it a little bit more casual. I hope you're having a good casual Friday. Let's get into the question of the day, which is what is one new thing you're going to do this weekend? Let me know in the comments down below. I think I saw one come through, but again, some of my new setup not working the way I want to. So let me know one new thing you're going to be doing this weekend. I see Hector, Dennis, John all joining me. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Can't get my... frustrating. I do have some very, very exciting stuff going on, though. We just got... you all know I'm redoing Chiro Launch headquarters, so the studio's coming together. We just got most of the carpet laid last night. And we got new furniture coming from behind me, like really good stuff happening here in the studio here coming up. So let's get to the show for today. Again, if you're just joining me, what's one new thing you're going to be doing this weekend? Also, down in the comments, I see the people with me are already in there, but we do have two resources for you. One is the High Performance Chiro group, which there's a link down below for you to go join. And number two is the Chiropractic Business Survival Guide. You know, I had put that out last week, been getting some great results from it, and didn't realize I hadn't emailed that out to people. So I sent an email yesterday, and there were just a ton of downloads. Anybody who's in the High Performance Chiro group knows that on Wednesday, my win was that got downloaded way more than I expected it to. And then I sent an email out yesterday to my list, and it got downloaded twice as many times as it had already. So been getting some really great feedback. If you don't have the Chiropractor Business Survival Guide, make sure you download that in the comments down below. All right, now I got everything all set up just the way I want it. So on Monday this week, we talked about, every Monday, if you're new to the show, every Monday we give away one of the High Performance Chiropractor Secrets. There's 14 of them that I've put together over my years of both in practice and also meeting with high-performance chiropractors, as well as since I've been consulting for the last 11 years. Just things that I've noticed, differences between high-performance chiropractors and chiropractors that might struggle or want more. So this one was high-performance chiropractors focus on ends rather than means. And what I mean by that is you don't need to know how you're going to get there in order to get there, but you need to know where you want to go. So high performance chiropractors have a target, have a goal, and they focus on that. I use the example of my daughter jumping across the creek. She doesn't need to worry while she's up in the air about what could happen. She needs to focus on her landing point. It was just a little example we had 2 weeks ago while we had the dogs down at the creek. And it's a good analogy. It is focus on where you want to land. Don't worry about everything going perfectly along the way, because in that situation, a little bit different, but in your situation, you're going to have to adapt no matter what. But if you have a clear picture of what you want to accomplish, and you constantly envision your ideal outcome or that landing point, you're going to be just fine. If you focus on everything that it's going to take to get from point A to point B, if my daughter focused on everything that could possibly go wrong in that jump over the creek, she's probably not going to jump. And the same thing goes for you. And I see a lot of chiropractors in my travels, again, being in 700 chiropractic offices, more than 700, I see doctors that get hung up on the how-to. And it stops them from going after where they want to go. But if you're very clear on where you want to go and you take action, you're going to adapt along the way. And you won't get bogged down with questions of the methods of how it's going to get there. And again, if you just start taking action and get in motion, it's very easy to shift course as you go. But if you don't ever get in motion because you're trying to set up the perfect plan, it doesn't exist. So don't get hung up on the how-to and don't get in your own way. Then, Again, for those of you who are new to us, on Tuesdays, we work on some sort of a motivation or productivity tip. And this week, we gave an exercise on how to eliminate energy robbers from your life. Anything in your life that is stealing your energy is preventing you from focusing on the ends, from taking action on your goals. So I need you to look at those things that are energy robbers in your life. And I did an exercise, and if you haven't seen it, there should be a link in the description, probably up above, of all the shows for this week. So if you didn't do the energy robbers exercise, please go do it. Simplest version of it is we're writing down all of our energy robbers, all the things that kind of distract us. That pile in the corner, that fight I had with my cousin 6 years ago, whatever it might be that's robbing energy, that stops you from proceeding on a daily basis or weekly basis, just something that slows you down. Write them all down. Star the top 20%. Use the Pareto principle or the 80-20 rule. Start working on those 20% that take away 80% of your energy. Get rid of some of those energy robbers so that you can focus and move towards your goals. And again, for me, the reason I'm doing the show daily here during this coronavirus pandemic is because we have some time available, right? And this would be a great time to not add something to your life, but to start removing some of the negatives from your life. And eliminating energy robbers using that exercise would be a great thing for you to do right now. So do that. On Wednesday, we work on perfect case acceptance. So for my clients especially, this is a time that I'm having them work on their presentation, their case development. It's not a time to be marketing right now. I've got several clients that are still up in their new patients, and I'm kind of amazed. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't put that self-fulfilling prophecy in people's heads, but it's a tough time right now to get new patients to come in the door. But it's a great time to be working on your current patients and also working on yourself as far as how you develop cases. So Wednesdays are perfect case acceptance days. And this Wednesday, I made the point that it's all about you. It's about your state of service, your service-driven mindset, and are you there to serve? The practices that I see that enjoy perfect case acceptance have a true sense of service. Patients can always sense your motives. So what are your motives? Check yourself in that regard. I see practices where the doctor is in a state of service and they're getting ready to go, let's say, on a vacation or take a break or something of that nature, and the practice just ramps up because they're still so focused on service. And I see other ones that are the complete opposite. 2 weeks before their vacation, their practice just starts to nosedive because their mindset, they're already on vacation. They're not there to serve. Their service is about that vacation, and they're focused there. I gave the example of a client of mine who is in the Midwest here and has such a focus that the staff is amazed by this doctor. Now, they hate the fact that he always comes in late. They hate the fact that he forgets a lot of things, but they keep working for him because his focus with patients is so intense. He's so there for them, and it turns into great case acceptance, but also leads to great referrals, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Any of the doctors who have gone on to lasting validity, I've talked about the fact that validity gives you overwhelming case acceptance. People just want to do what you tell them do because you have that validity. Those doctors that I've found are driven by the desire to serve the person in front of them. They're not overwhelmed by growth or any of these mindsets. They're just taking care of the person in front of them. And in so doing, they get more of all of those other things. So that's the state of mind that you need to get yourself into. It's very easy to fool yourself and to say, I'm all about service and I went to school to serve people. But are you doing it on a daily basis? And if you want to get perfect case acceptance in your practice, you need to. That's one of the first steps you have to work on. Once you can say truly that you're in a state of service, all the other patient compliance tricks and strategies will have much better effect once you are actually in a state of service. That's the most important thing. And then on Thursdays, our referral mastery days. And it's my job to turn your practice into a referral generating machine. I am not against marketing. I love marketing. However, I don't think you should be marketing or spending money out there unless you're getting the referrals already in here. Spend your time and energy making your practice a referral generating machine first. and it's going to make all your marketing, all the money you spend, much more efficient, because every new patient you get from that will then become 2 or 3 new patients from referral generation. So we're working on the 6 referral essence components, which are cost, convenience, comfort, control, compassion, and competence. And right now we're working strictly on cost. And I made the difference between cost and price. But I gave you some pricing rules to follow. So my 6 pricing rules very quickly are to be fiercely competitive with easily compared services. So again, adjustments, exams, first day services, things that people call in for. If they call your office asking for price, what are those things? And you have to be competitive there. You can make stuff up on other services if you choose to, but in order to get more patients in the office and to be referral generating, again, remember that this cost is about generating referrals. These are the pricing rules for that, not necessarily anything else. It's about generating referrals. Number 2 is don't attempt to challenge those comparable prices until you have mastered both value and validity. You need to get demand first. You need to be in high demand before you can increase your prices and challenge those fees. Number 3 is do not ever send out a letter telling people that you've raised your fees or that you're getting out of insurance. You need to tell them in the office, and you need to give them time to build up to that. It can't be a shock to people, otherwise they're gone. So if you do change your fees, make sure you give them at least 1 visit, but I would even say a month. Number 4, pricing rule is to not nickel and dime patients with small exams or other charges. Put the entire charge into one price, kind of an all-inclusive, so that they're not surprised when they get up to the front desk like, the doctor didn't do anything different today, and they have a different price. You've seen it happen. I know I have in all the things that all the offices that I've been in. Number 5, this is my toughest one because I get a lot of resistance from this one, but whenever possible, don't even charge for examinations. I know towards the end of my career, we were dealing, trying to look at exam prices, and then you have the Medicare where you can't offer a fee, but you want to be lower price for them. We actually, everybody is out there having a, $19 exam and x-rays, special. We just made our exam $19 back at that time. Now, you might think, well, that made you the low-cost person. No, we had a beautiful office. We had high fees. We had great case averages, but we lowered the price of entry. It was $19 to get checked out. Nobody wants to pay for the diagnostics. No one wants to pay to find out what's wrong. They only want to pay to fix it. So that's what we did. We just lowered our fee. So then we didn't have a dual fee structure for Medicare versus anybody else. We just had a low fee. I've gotten to a point where I would probably not charge for it at all, or charge very, very little for those exams. If you want to fight me on that, give me a call, shoot me a direct message. Number 6, if you do offer a discount or a coupon or a Groupon or something like that, make sure that all patients who see the ad also get that for their family and friends. They don't have to see the ad, offer that to the people in their office to refer their family and friends in as well, so that they don't think you're doing something special for a different group of people that you're not doing for them. And as I kind of mentioned, it's very possible for you to be the lowest priced chiropractor in town, but still be thought of as terribly expensive. And I say that in the sense that if you bundle packages together and your patients are out talking great things about you, telling all their friends, hey, my chiropractor is the best, and they ask what your fee is and they tell you the bundled price and it's thousands of dollars, you're still thought of as expensive. Even though your prices might be low, the bundle is what they think of. So you got to be careful there, especially when it comes to referrals. Because if you bundle a package together, you might be able to sell the person in front of you because you have them in front of you. You have a chance to gather rapport. But if they're out telling their friends about you and they give that price and you haven't had a chance to talk to them, the referrals are going to go down. And we want to keep those referrals up. So you've got to measure those two things. All right. So I see a few other people. I see some people answering the question today, but I am out of time. I'm at 14 minutes here. So Sean is planting a garden and working his way through a new marketing course by Donald Miller. That sounds like a great weekend to me. Yeah, true. Most patients will say it's about time, but if you send a letter, it's different. Then they get the steam at home. So do it in office. I'm answering questions and nobody knows what they are. Anyways, again, if you don't have the Chiropractor Business Survival Guide, it's in the comments down below. If you missed any shows from this week, it's in the description up above. And make sure you're in the High Performance Chiro group before next week. We've got another great week of shows for you next week. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you on Monday morning.